So yeah, Andy, this 3-year-old boy that remembers being murdered in his last life, apparently correctly pointed to where his body was buried.
Um, okay, I like that
That's
one.
So yeah, a 3-year-old boy from the Golan Heights near the Syria-Israel border made an astonishing claim. He insists he had been murdered in a previous life. He gave details of the crime and he pointed to his burial site and even identified where the murder weapon was hidden. When the villagers dug, they found both a skeleton and an axe, exactly as he'd described.
Holy shit.
Yes. So Dr. Eli Lash, I think is how you say that, is a respected doctor known for his work in Gaza, witnessed the event. His account was later documented by German therapist and author Trutz Hardo in Children Who Have Lived Before Reincarnation Today. That sounds like a book that we might need to get and do an episode on, I think.
Absolutely.
So the case gained attention due to the precise details the boy provided. One chilling detail was the birthmark on the child's head, a long red mark. The Druze people, along with other cultures, believe birthmarks relate to past life injuries. The boy himself claimed the mark aligned with the fatal axe wound he suffered in a previous life. As he grew older, the child revealed more. He named the person who killed him, leading to a confrontation with the accused. I didn't know that bit of the story, actually, so that's interesting that the person who supposedly did it is still alive. What do you do with that?
Wow.
um, Presumably, they can be prosecuted because you've got a body and axe, right?
Yeah. But we,
Um,
we, we have covered the dangers of using supernatural to
yeah,
to in a court case.
yeah. So at first, the man denied any involvement, but after the body and weapon were discovered, he reportedly confessed in private. And the in private makes me skeptical a
Mm.
little bit of that. Um, some see this as a strange coincidence, others believe it's strong evidence of reincarnation. No matter as one's belief, the story remains an intriguing mystery. It goes on to do some other cases, but just to credit the source, this was freejupiter.com, as
Okay.
in FREE, freejupiter.com. And it, as I say, it goes on to do some more, but I think I'm going to buy that book right
Do
now.
it. Do it. Do it.
If I can find it. Let's have a quick look on Amazon. This is like on the ground. Look, this is, I've got so much content to do that this isn't going to happen for ages, but it's nice to have stuff to look forward to, right?
Yeah, we have without giving too much away, we have got a fairly packed out year planned. And yeah,
Right. That is bought. There you go. This is behind the scenes, guys. This is where your money goes. We buy more books to make more content. Um, there you go. This says I'll get it by Monday,
nice.
but
So what you
I
do?
suspect it'll be a while before we cover it because I do have quite a lot of my pile of book gets bigger rather than smaller. So yeah, so the only other thing I had on my list we need to mention. So on the Red Bar Murder episode, I was rereading kind of some of the details afterwards, and I missed this, and I thought it was worth just letting people know. So William Corder's skin
Yes.
was used to bind the book about his trial, and it's on display in Bury St. Edmunds Moyse Hall Museum, along
Yep.
with the murder weapons and stuff like that.
Yep. He's
So
bound
we
in
need to do a
skin.
road trip.
I think we absolutely do. I was thinking that. I sort of went on a deep dive. I think we just recorded it, and I don't know whether you told me or I'd read it, but yeah, I think you might have told me, and I looked into it. But yeah, it's amazing, you know. It's a cool looking little museum that I was like, yeah, definitely got to go there. Um,
Yeah, I don't know how I missed that, but
'Cause
there you
is it
go.
Burke and Hare, one of their um
The skeleton, isn't it? There's a skeleton in
no,
I think it's in Edinburgh.
I think one of their skins was used as well. Or it might have been someone else in
Don't
that
know.
sort of area, but I think one of their skins was used to bind books with as well, to bind journals with.
I have a book on Burke on Hair again. It's on it's on the list to
Yeah.
do, but
I
it's
think
finding
may
time.
I think we should maybe go out to Edinburgh. I think we should do a trip to Edinburgh.
I did last year. Did you miss that?
I know, I meant together.
Oh, you want to come with? Well, yeah, I guess we could do that.
I've just found out the right time of year you can get a flight to Edinburgh from Bournemouth Airport for like 20 quid return or 30 quid return or something. You know, I know it's not the most environmentally friendly, but
Is that
neither is
with
my.
your mate Dave?
Yeah, that's
Just-
it. Yeah. I'll fly you up there, mate. Slaps a bathtub with some like plastic wings attached to it and a motor on the back.
I
This
was
bad boy,
envisioning a cannon. Just-
boof, big, big trebuchet. No, yeah, they fly there from Bournemouth Airport now, and I thought, yeah, that'd be cool. It's I mean, I mean, I can't do that first. I've always promised Becky that I'll take her there, so I can't be like, oh yeah, I'm actually going to go with Craig.
I just happened to be on the same flight.
That's it. But like, oh, what a marvelous coincidence. Oh, sorry, Becky, I booked you the wrong seat. You're behind us, so we can sit next to each other. You've got your laptop. I have my notes. Oh, look at that coincidence. Recording equipment. Oh, I must have packed this instead of my other holidaying gear. Um, but yeah, so
Good job she's not a paying Substacker. She'd hear all this.
exactly. um, That's all right. You bring Ocean and Emma; they can go off and be on holiday, and we'll go and record.
Um, Actually, the other thing I quickly mention is going forward because we were actually peek behind the curtains again, guys. But we were supposed to record today an interview with someone, which is how we end up doing this instead because we've had to delay. They got their diary mixed up. But we are going to have an episode coming up in the next couple of months. And we're going to be interviewing Tom Hirons, who has a book which I bought, a lovely little book with a nice little illustration. If you're watching
That is
there,
a lovely. I love that. Yeah.
I believe that's done by Rima Staines. I think that is his wife, I think, or partner. And yeah, it's this poem, Sometimes a Wild God, which Emma brought to my attention on a script that she's writing for us. And I was like, do you know what? We should at least ask him on. And he said, yeah, definitely up for that. So we are going to be recording soon. But if you don't know the Sometimes a Wild God poem, it's where you can find it online. There's a version where he reads it as well on SoundCloud. So you can actually listen to the author himself read it. But yeah, this sometimes a wild god comes to the table. He is awkward and does not know the ways of porcelain, of fork and mustard and silver. His voice makes vinegar from wine. It's a really great intro, that.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah. I'll do one more. I'll tell you what, we'll do one more. So when the wild god arrives at the door, you will probably fear him. He reminds you of something dark that you might have dreamt, or the secret you do not wish to be shared.
It's interesting. I've really wanted to get back into wild camping, and sort of the New Forest is right behind me. Not that I'd ever advocate going wild camping in places you're not allowed to. Never do that. But if you were to do it, the New Forest would be a good place to do it. And when I've been out there, obviously going home and not wild camping, of an evening, there is something that those words chime really well with.
Mhm.
They really sort of, you get it, you get it. There is something real primordial there, not in
Mm,
sort of a, not even necessarily in the ancient sense, but kind of just something that speaks to you that you don't get in small woodlands or properly managed coppiced woodlands. You just don't get that. They can be kind of very, provoking in the feelings you get in different ways. Especially
mm,
like if you've got like these neat stands of like coppiced hazel with the mist rolling through in the early light or the late evening, but a sort of wild forest land. Like I'd really love to go and camp in the Black Forest, like near I think one day we should go to Teutonberg Forest, like around the area where the legions were wiped out. And what
we considered going to Black Forest for holiday this year.
I've been once, and I was really lucky. It was around Christmas and New Year. A friend of mine was studying over there. She was doing the Erasmus thing. She was doing half a year in France and half a year in Germany. Her parents went over there for Christmas in the Alsace region in France, um, rented out a villa for like a week. Then Boxing Day morning, they left. They left her the villa for a week for her friends to come over. So a few of us went over there, big road trip across France on Boxing Day, which was way longer than it should have been because I saw a sign to Agincourt Museum and Battlefield. So I was like, "Got to we go? Can we go? Can we go? Can we go?" Surprisingly open on Boxing Day. Only English people
Wow.
walking around there. Um,
Yeah.
there was no, I didn't see any French visitors to that museum. There was three other families, all English. It's really cool because like all the door handles and everything, they're all shaped like longbows. But
Yeah.
anyway, So we spent a week there, and we decided, even though it was lots of traveling, we'd go to as many different places as we could. So during that week, we went to Luxembourg, we went to obviously bits of France, we went to Germany, we went to Switzerland, just for day trips from that area. And when we went to
Yeah.
Germany, we drove up to the Black Forest, and it was up in these hills, and it was really misty, and just these like it is a dark sort of a foreboding place in bits of it. And just
Mm.
driving through and just seeing this mist and this cold sort of just rolling over these trees, it's like it was something else, you know? It really was.
Don't know if you'd want a wild camp though, what with all the wolves and bears and
There's not that many. I'd be up for wild camping there. They're more scared of you than you are of them, probably. I'd snore
mm,
loud enough, they'll think I'm a bigger bear.
I'm pretty scared of them. Don't know.
It's all right. You don't have to run that fast. You just got to run faster than me.
This is true. I reckon I could do
I reckon
that.
you could. I reckon you could. Although if it came to it, I don't know. I reckon my chance of fighting off a bear a bit more than yours.
I was yeah, maybe. I was waiting for you to do the Gimli quote, but
I am very dangerous over short distances. Not I'm a natural sprinter.
yes.
um,
Um so what was it? So you had something else you wanted to do for this afterward too?
yeah, I debated saving it for the next one, but so Becky had a story recently. She went to the gym. I think it was a couple of days ago, and that's it. Congratulations, Becky. Keep working
Yeah.
out. No,
Woo!
she
Is the gym haunted?
well, um, so
Oh,
in the changing room, and it's a women's changing room, but it's like the family one. So little boys with their mums go in, and this one
yeah.
boy was throwing a tantrum, and you can't help but overhear. But apparently the words were, "I told you werewolves were real." No, 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 mum, they're real. They're real. I tell you. And he went on to explain how they were real. He was getting very irate about it, and he was saying, "And I can tell you where they come from. Every full moon, it doesn't turn them into werewolves. That's when the portals to hell open, and they come out of there."
What the
This is from like
fuck?
a 4-year-old boy. And get this, I think it's a full moon now. So it was leading up to a full moon. And
Yeah.
it's like, and she was just like, she found it quite funny. And like, she told me, we had dinner last night and she told me about it. And I'm like, I said, I said, can you write this down in case I forget this time round? Because I want to talk
Wow.
about that. So yeah,
Yeah.
this boy went on to how, say, in certain places, hidden places, portals to hell open. And bear in mind, this kid is like 4 or 5.
Hmm.
Portals to hell open on a full moon, and the werewolves come out of that. So I
Well,
don't know what the I don't know what the
that's
ethic.
like
Sorry, go on.
no, go on.
I was going to say I don't know what the ethics are of asking a 5-year-old to come on the podcast and tell us about this, but
Well, I want to do episode, and I have I partly wrote it
yeah.
already, but then I wasn't sure that it was enough to fill a full episode. But maybe we could branch out and get this boy on as well. It's the expert on the
Hellmouth.
case. Yeah, the Huska Castle in the Czech Republic.
Yeah, I was looking into that. It'd be cool, like whether that is its own episode, shorter episode, or whether it's one on Hellmouth with that as a centerpiece. But yeah, I think
And
Hellmouth's.
the Nazis occupied the place for a while, and it's believed that some of their occult practices were done there. Maybe they were doing something with the hellhole itself. So yeah, I have a partially written script on that. Whether we flesh it out and do, like you say, hellholes in general. Um, but that was a similar thing, right? Like monsters and werewolves and stuff coming out of this hole, which is why they built the castle inside out.
Yeah, and of course, you've got that. You've got Sunnydale, the Sunnydale hellhole. Um, Admittedly, that is Buffy, but yeah, so maybe not that one. But
Bringing
yeah,
that one
I
back.
they are. Yeah, Buffy's being renewed with Sarah Michelle Gellar, although unfortunately not her on-screen sister who passed away a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, so maybe Hellmouths will be a hot topic. Who knows? But yeah,
Someone,
it's gone.
uh, oh, it was Kaylee, one of our other listeners.
Yeah.
They said, I think, because I did a short on it at Halloween, I think she said that she'd been to the Czech Republic, to
Yes.
that
Yeah.
castle, Huska Castle. Yeah.
Ah, yeah. Might be
So
worth reaching out and seeing,
road trip.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Get those Substacks coming in and get all your friends signing up. We might be able to afford some of these. But yeah, yeah. There's. I'll have to look into any other UK-based Hellmouths as well.
It's that, or we do an episode on the Czech Republic, because like you've got we lived in Prague for a month. We were teaching English as a foreign language.
Okay.
Many years ago, me
So
and
you're an
Emma
expert.
in the English language.
Oh,
Wow.
we know that's not true. But I was going to say on Czech folklore and history.
No, but we did visit a lot, did a lot of history stuff. And there's some really interesting stories. Like they got the clock there that was built, and then I think this is all off the top of my head now. I didn't know we were talking about this. They blinded the guy who made the clock
I've
to
heard
never
about
see
that, but
it.
maybe from you, yeah.
You've got just up the road, we took a train ride to there's a church of bones where like they ran out of space in the cemetery for the bones, but everyone wanted to be in the church. So they decorated the church with them. So they have chandeliers made of human bones, piles of skulls, that kind of thing.
So metal. That is so fucking metal.
I mean, I've got some photos from the time of a younger me, beardless, you know,
That's
when I
weird.
was probably must have been mid-20s, I reckon.
Singing Tenacious D.
Probably.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, so we could potentially do someone on the Czech Republic, in
Yeah.
general and folklore and do the Hellmouth that way, or we could do Hellmouths in general. I don't know.
On that note, we should probably stop now because we have waffled on for quite a while.
Yes, we have. So thank you for paying Substackers and contributing to what we do. Hopefully you're still enjoying the extra content we're giving you.
And yeah, thank you from me as well. And remember,
Don't blame the owls.
don't blame the owls.